Hi, Full Send family. My name is Karen Schumacher, and welcome back to our 5 weeks on the book of Proverbs. In week 1, the focus was on the path begins with the fear of the Lord. In week 2, it was the challenge of staying on the path, sin versus truth. And this week is continuing down the path of wisdom, pause, then speak. When we read through Proverbs chapters 13 through 18, one thread weaves its way through Solomon's wisdom again and again. The power of our words and the danger of speaking too quickly. These chapters remind us that how we speak and when we speak reveals the condition of our heart. Proverbs 14 and 15 especially press this truth into our daily lives. Have you ever said something you wish you could take back? I think all of us have. Someone once said, words are like toothpaste. You can't put them back in the tube. Once they're out, they're out. That's why the title of today's message is Pause, Then Speak. Proverbs 14 shows us that wise people are deliberate. They pause, they consider, they weigh their steps. The foolish, by contrast, rush headlong into trouble. Proverbs 14:29 says, whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly. That phrase, hasty temper, that's a warning. When we react without thinking, when we speak without pausing, when we let emotion drive our tongue, we often create damage we maybe never even intended. Notice the contrast, slow versus hasty. The world encourages instant reactions. Respond to that text immediately, fire off that email, post that comment, defend yourself. But biblical wisdom says something very different. Pause, think, pray, then speak. Proverbs 15 opens with one of the most practical instructions. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Notice it doesn't say a soft answer ignores the problem. It doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations or compromising the truth. It simply reminds us that how we say something is often just as important as what we say. Think about how many conflicts at home, at work, in our churches, in our communities could easily be diffused if we simply slow down and softened our response. Not weak answers, not dishonest answers, but soft answers, words spoken with calmness, humility, and self-control. These chapters teach us that wisdom isn't simply measured by what we know, wisdom is revealed by how we respond. Proverbs 15:28 says, the heart of the righteous ponders how to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. I love that phrase. The heart of the righteous ponders how to answer. The righteous person doesn't simply blurt out whatever comes to mind. They think, they pray, they consider whether their words will heal or hurt, encourage or discourage, build up or tear down. When we pause before speaking, we become more attentive to God's guidance. We allow truth to arise above emotion, and we protect relationships that matter. Then Solomon gives us another beautiful reminder in Proverbs 15:23. To make an apt answer is a joy to man, and a word in season, how good it is. Notice those words, in season. The right words spoken at the wrong time still become the wrong words. Timing matters, tone matters, intent matters. Even Jesus modeled this perfectly when he was falsely accused. He didn't respond in anger. When people insulted him, he didn't return insult for insult. Sometimes he answered gently. Sometimes he remained silent. Every response was intentional and reflected the wisdom of his Father. Finally, Proverbs 18 reminds us why this matters so much. Verse 21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. Words, our tongue, they can heal or wound. They can open doors or close hearts. God has entrusted us with a gift that has incredible power. One conversation, one sentence, one response at a time. So what does this mean for us this week? It means we practice the pause. Before we speak, we breathe. Before we react, we reflect. Before we answer, we ask God to season our words with grace. It means we choose soft answers not because we're weak, but because we're wise. Because we desire peace more than pride. because we value reconciliation more than winning an argument. And it means we remember that our words leave marks. Long after a conversation ends, people often remember how we made them feel. So, let's be people who speak life, encouragement, truth, kindness, correction offered with compassion, and wisdom delivered with patience. Proverbs 13 through 18 invite us to slow down, speak carefully, and let our words reflect the heart of Christ. May God help us to be people whose words bring life, whose tone brings peace, and whose speech reflects His wisdom. So, pause, then speak. Thank you.